Hello and welcome to Thehayteamtv. Okay, as you saw, new dung shredder has rocked up. Charlie is over there next to it. He's just about to go out on delivery. Dung shredder, yes, new. I know our other dung shredder was new and we traded it back. I'm going to give more information on how all these things came about at the end of this video. Not that we just shopping for the sake of it, not shopping for the sake of it. That's exactly the same dung shredder as the one we had before. But in the end of this video, I will explain exactly kind of, that doesn't really make sense, does it? At the end of this video, I will give the sort of explanation on why we've changed certain bits of kit. That's not the only bit of kit arriving today. There is more than that arriving today. But that's like positives that are happening at the moment, as well as the negatives that are also going on as well. The negative that happened yesterday is this 4-year-old rim on our Merlot has decided to completely split away. See that? That is not good. A 4-year-old rim should do that. So this set of rims are actually the set of rims that we had on the Merlot before this. And the reason we swapped them over is we didn't want the smaller diameter wheels that were on the Merlot or the new Merlot. So we had our old wheels effectively put onto the new Merlot that we bought. Otherwise, the wheels that come with small Merlots you can have, which will then lose another ½ foot on height, depending on what you're doing with the telehandler. Now this one, we want the small size Merlot or telehandler, but we don't want it on as low as they go, because of some of the places we go, we need a little bit of clearance underneath the telehandler on sort of terrain it's going on, so we don't scuff and mess up underneath the machine. Does that make sense? So that's not ideal, and I love Merlots, but whoever they have make their rims, that is absolutely terrible. A rim should not like disintegrate in freaking 4 or 5 years. That's what we on 4 years, but like what I'm sort of just trying to say is, 10 years, 8 to 10 years, you can maybe say, oh yeah, well, I lifted a lot of heavy stuff with that machine and the rim is folded up. Fine. But she doesn't lift a huge amount of stuff. She usually lifts one of even our giant round bales, one for a telehandler. That should be absolutely nothing. So that is like a headache that is going on. At some point today, I will try and get into the baling shed to show exactly what absolute hash up we did in there, because I still haven't done that yet, if I remember. So that's that. Now we've got lots of other clearing that's still going on, stuff moving around. I've got to take off the side cheek plates to my bucket grab, which is my next job to do. Taking out these cheek plates, as you can see there, zooming out. Right, so there. So basically, because we've got those straps on, I want to take up cheek plates so I can use it a bit more grab for those straps. Also, moving crap around here will be easier for a few days, but also put the cheeks back in when I've got to go back to the soil or load it down. Does that make sense? But this is a little reason why I went for an X-form grab of this one rather than some of the other brands, which you couldn't take the cheek plates out, you just fucking grab that sort. So because we're doing all this clearing out, and leaving them here for a minute, which is in our bullock shed at the end. And obviously all the bolts I've left with it too, because with everything going on here at the moment, there isn't a way in the world I can remember exactly where I leave everything. Now, do any of you do this? Now, I'm not going to suggest that I'm a remotely as good a mechanic as Adam. I'm okay, but I'm not great. Now, I can tell the size of a nut or bolt within a size either way. So the size that I needed a minute ago was a 19, but I took an 18 because I wasn't sure. Anyone else do you like that? Or have you got the engineering eye, which you know exactly what size nut is before we get there? I'm not going to knock it. HRS is way better than I am, and he can. But I have to take multiple spanners to make sure I got the right one so I don't have to walk back in. Now, I'm a little bit annoyed that I actually missed a shot on this one, but head trimmer's arrived. Finally, Adam's been waiting for the head trimmer for weeks so he can actually get on, and when it was dry, and now it's bloody wet, it's here, but it's here. Now, again, I'm not going to divulge what or the reasoning on the changing on that and the spreader over there is quite yet. You have to wait and see on that one, but it is here. Unfortunately, I just popped out for half an hour and come back and the lorry's gone when it's unloading, which is a bit annoying. So, but it's here. Now, I've got the bucket grab sorted out, so it's a bit more like I can grab more stuff with it this way. Whereas bucket grab is more used for soil and dung, now I can operate, pick up all sorts of extra stuff, and I don't have the sides holding stuff out. So, while I've got to go give the cow yard a bit of a clear out, I've got to feed some bullocks, little bits and pieces, so I might film some of that in a second. I am going to let the cows out briefly for a bit so I can sort their yard out, even though it is probably far too wet. And yeah, that way I can clear up and have a sort out of there. Hey up! Yes, I'm sure you're going to say, why did you change or take the side cheeks out when you're about to move some dung around? Basically, because I wanted to stay clean and not have crap all over my hands. So, for this little job, I took one first. But it's ready when the scrap lorry comes the next few days. Most important. So now I've got a bit of slide in there. And a bit more like a grab rather than a bucket. We'll get a little bit untidy. So the problem we've got here is this rail there should be dead straight, and he is bent, twisted, and bent the frame here, which he's welded to the side. So we're going to try and have that basically pressed back out with a jack and see if we can straighten it up. This bar, there's a spare, so that one is going to be replaced, but that can't be replaced very easily. He's also twisted on this same guide rail on this side as well, but otherwise the whole thing's been pretty much stripped down. So because of the way it's twisted and lifted up, the ram has hit the top, twisting back over, wrecked the two front blades on the bottom of the ram. And on top of all that, the way it then sat as the ram stroke went back, he went bang, back forwards, bang, broke the shear bolt, and then wedged. So then we couldn't get it over the top again, if that makes sense. So it's taken a lot of time, and pretty much this thing has been stripped to bits now in order to just to get at this little area. So it's not a quick job, and it's going to at least take another day before fingers crossed, maybe even 2 days before we're baling again, which is, I think, the end of the bad news. Because we really need to get on. We have got a lot to bail, and bail very quickly. Still got to do it all with a smiling face, and not get too pissed off with stuff, because no matter what you do, most of it happens anyway. Right, now that's the end of this video, and before I shoot off to other jobs, and I didn't finish this video the other day because just things snowballed out of control. Why have we changed dung thrower, which was done in dung throwers all new, and same with the hedge trimmer? Now, the reason this worked out is because we would have actually kept the dung thrower for 5 years, not 1.5, I think. Is one, we ended up getting basically a break in payments on both machines. So that means that we wouldn't have to pay for them until the next one came, which is from the last time we used this one, it's been just, 12 months. No, just under 11 months, right? So no payments on it. And two, we got offered back what we paid for on the 2 pieces of machinery, even though the 2 new bits of machinery are slightly more expensive than the ones that we got rid of. The ones that we got rid of, we got the same back on them that we paid for them. You understand that? So it was a bit of a no-brainer. Basically, both machines did all their work, and we sold them, so they basically did all their work for free, if you see what I mean. So it was kind of like, it was stupid not to. It would, if we kept them, we would have lost out. So that's why. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you haven't yet done so, hit subscribe, ring the bell, and give us a thumbs up if you want to support our channel. That one of them is really important. If you want to find any more of us, you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. HRS is here. He can tell you all more of it, but in this video I thought you'd all like to know. But he will tell you the rest. And yeah, I've got to get on with a whole load of random jobs around here, which, because of all the things that are going on. So, till next time, see you next one. Cheers.